Okay.
Good to go.
Sunday morning.
Yeah.
Post cocktails.
Number 7, I think this is.
Is it? Oh, making some headway.
Yeah, I think it is, right?
Yeah, maybe. I've lost track.
Last week was D-Train? No, 2 weeks ago. No, it was just me and you last week.
Yeah, just you and I last time. D-Train before that.
My memory.
Yeah.
I can't remember what band we did.
I think we did Motley.
We did do Motley, yeah.
Which was kind of a surprise. That seemed like I don't know.
It's like a jump. It's like a softball, low-hanging fruit.
Yeah, because, I think before that we were going a little more slightly obscure. And I mean, it was probably good to pull in some, I know Motley, I'll listen to this one.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So
I don't know why we did, but we got it. We got it in. And then,
they were a big gateway band for both of us, so
yeah,
got to talk about them. So
yeah, for sure. I listened to them for sure when I was in 8th grade.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, and past that.
Sure. Yeah, I did too. I kind of followed them up until, I don't know.
Red Hot, and then...
I liked some of the later stuff, some of the shit that people...
Theater sucked.
Crap on.
And then Girls was pretty good.
Generation Swine.
Oh, yeah. So I'd have to listen to that again. I bet.
People shit on that all the time, but I thought it was okay. I mean, it was them trying to be modern and current, but whatever.
That's okay. Yeah. Right? They still do the same idea. They're still Motley.
Yeah.
So they're going to have that approach. What was... and then the new Tattoo? You like that one?
That one sucked.
Did it?
Because they tried to go back to what they were. I think we already covered this in the last episode, but yeah. Right. They're like, well, it's a return to the old school. We're going riffs. And it just didn't translate, man.
Do you notice that bands will do that? They'll say, whoa, they'll try to say, so on this next record.
The king of it.
They are.
It's the cross of Destroyer and Force of the Night.
And a metal thing is, this next album is going to be much heavier than the last album.
Yeah.
They all say it. Or like the rock.
Still rockin' America.
Or else they'll go back to the same... Yeah, they'll say that. They'll go back to their one album that everybody touts or whatever and has sold the most, whatever.
It's more like Master of Puppets.
Yeah.
It's like you're Jafria. Oh, wait.
It's like, what are you doing covering Bob Seger, dude, if it's more like Master of Puppets?
Right, yeah.
Doesn't make... No.
Yeah.
Not that there's anything wrong with that, but it's just that getting people's engines flowing. But so, okay, do this for me. New Tattoo or Brides of Destruction, which is worse.
Oh, which is worse?
Yeah.
New Tattoo.
Really?
Yeah. Brides at least has this clown effect to it that you're like, yeah, this is pretty terrible, but I'm going to go along for the ride.
That's like most of the shit I listen to.
I know, dude. Bang Gang.
Yeah, I fucking
Can't
love
wait
it.
for that episode.
Oh, yeah. We're going to have to do multiple on that because I don't know how far I can go with Bang Gang.
Some shit out.
Yeah. I was listening to that on the way home from you yesterday.
Okay.
And there's a demo of Pedal to the Metal.
Pedal to the
metal. Towards the end.
Settle.
And it's killer. It's almost better than the original.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
If you like the original, that is.
And I do.
So, Bang Gang. But yeah, I love those. But we'll have to stack those maybe.
Yeah, we'll have to stack a few in there.
Yeah. Maybe Wild Side and...
Rocks Gang.
And...
Remember them?
Yeah. I have that record.
Oh, on vinyl?
Yes.
No way, dude. Jesus. That's incredible.
The things that you have to do to be unsaid. What's it called?
Things you shouldn't...
Yes. You're getting it. It's funny I have it and I don't know the title, but that's a lot of things like
we'll
that.
Have to check it out after this.
They have the one song on there where they do the funny play on words. It's the single.
I don't remember the album much. I had it on cassette back in the day, but I don't remember the album much. I just remember it wasn't very good, but they looked fucking killer.
It wasn't great. They looked killer, but it was still good enough.
Good enough. All right.
And the single, that play on words was really like, how did you think to get
things
there?
You've never done before.
Things you've never done before.
Anal. He's talking about anal, right?
Yeah. That you need to. ... But Rocks Gang, Wild Side, right? Stack them on there.
Yeah. Well, yeah, maybe. I think we could do a Wild Side standalone episode.
Do you?
I do.
Because we have now Vic Fox wasn't Wild Side, was he?
Mm-mm.
Brent Woods was though. He went over to Vince Neil.
He's playing with Sebastian Bach now.
Oh, you told me that.
Yeah. Anyway. Yeah,
well, maybe you're right. Maybe we could do it.
I think we could, because I remember when there was an offshoot band that was an AC/DC cover band that came to Rafters.
Oh, I think I remember what this is.
But it had I think Brent Woods was in it. Eric Turner from Warrant was in it.
It was straight AC/DC?
Yeah.
I was proud of you, by the way, yesterday buying Highway to Hell.
Hey, that's a good album.
If we could get the downlights a little more AC/DC.
Riffy. You gotta bring some riffs, Todd.
All right. It's up to me.
It's up to you, man.
It's hot potato right in my hand.
Because there's really only 2 people. Because there would only be 2 people. I mean, Daniel does a lot of
Dan and me.
riffs. Yeah, because I mean, Steve's a little gun shy about throwing out riffs.
Oh, but he does them, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So he and I had a drink the other night, and he was saying that I told you he'd taken the Firebird home and was working on it, and he said he'd playing on it. He said he came up with a riff he recorded. He's gonna present it to us.
Killer.
Yeah. We'll see what happens, man.
Is that color up close of the Firebird? Is that green, gold, greenish gold, swamp?
Depends
gold?
on who you're asking, because I kind of saw it as kind of almost like a very muted gold.
Okay.
But someone else is like, no, it's green. Okay, I don't see green, but
that's happened before, though.
It's like a gold gray. It's kind
gold gray. Okay,
that's what I see.
Okay,
it's fucking cool.
Yeah, and sometimes in photos, depending on the camera or whatever, it has a different.
But even in person, a couple of us were seeing something different. So
that's so cool.
Yeah, it's a fucking cool guitar.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In fact, it had me looking at Firebirds online this morning.
Really?
Yeah, I was just, I don't know why I fucking go on these chases. I'm not a fucking guitar player,
dude.
But I've got a couple of cool guitars.
Yeah.
And
you have the Jazzmaster and the
Troy Van Leeuwen Jazzmaster and the that Gretsch 5120.
Yep.
Yeah. Which is a cool guitar.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, which I bought from you. That was yours.
And I really liked getting that black 62 I can't remember what it was.
Was it a different model than mine?
It was.
Okay.
But it's the same. It's the same.
Updated.
I guess.
Yeah. Okay.
I just want to get in the Bigsby mix again. I was watching last night, seeing if guys had secret ways to do it, because the ultimate idea, we're going to do a Bigsby episode, would be the Bigsby, because the string, you notice, comes around, wraps around.
Okay.
And then hooks here. So if you want to change it, normally you would snip all the strings and pull it off and take the knobs out and then restring it, depending on what guitar you have.
Gotcha.
With the Bigsby, that thing's going to pop like this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's got floating bridge, too. There's a wood piece. That thing is not solid. It moves.
Okay.
So I didn't think about that when I bought it again. I was just sometimes I get wrapped up in finishes and the idea of it. I already know how it sounds, so that's the last thing I'm thinking of it. And then I get it and I go, fuck. You know what I mean? Lazy ass. And now I got to get one of those clamps that holds the Bigsby down so it won't. And then I can slowly do that. Because guys had a capo out on the strings last night, but the ball sits and then the bar's here. So the ultimate thing to do would put a hole in there and hook you up with a little Allen wrench.
Okay.
So it would just be sitting there, and then you'd put the Allen wrench in, and it would hold it sturdy so it wouldn't give any way, and then you could just take the strings up.
Gotcha.
A little too much information.
Well, hey, when we get you back up and running with the downlights, you can always use mine too. I've got that guitar, so.
And I do have.
Let's put it to use. Well, yeah, you got the V as well, but if you ever want to
use that guy, yeah.
So
then I'll have to restring it, and I'll be like, good, Ren.
I've got someone else restringing it for me.
Yeah.
Here's Todd. Go ahead and borrow it.
Yeah. You just hand me strings too.
Do you want to throw these on?
Here's these if you need them. Yeah. I don't know where they're at.
Go ahead and just swap those out for me.
I haven't ever restrung it. I don't know where it's at. Go if it needs it.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shit. I got rid of mine. Now I'm still stringing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was looking at Firebirds this morning.
I do the same thing.
I want to get a.
You have guitars, and now I want to get a little drum kit, a shitty one.
Yeah, I want to get a non-reverse one though.
Reverse.
Firebird.
Firebird.
Non-reverse.
Oh yeah. I think those are the older models.
Yeah.
Or from the 60s or so.
Yeah.
Something like that.
But they'll reissue them. I was looking at a couple of those, which what was funny is I was on eBay looking at them. All the fucking cool ones I was looking at, they're in Japan.
Really?
Yeah.
I've never seen any Japanese ones.
I looked at 6. Well, they weren't made in Japan, they actually are existing in Japan. They're being sold out of Japan.
There's some dudes, some companies from Japan that have, because I was looking at like these Killer KGs, is that the name of them? Kira Takasaki from Loudness.
Okay.
He's the one that started, and then they still make guitars that are really cool. I'd like to get one of those.
Right.
But like you said, there's guys that have Les Pauls. When I was looking for my Les Paul, there's a bunch of guys.
Did you sell your Les Paul?
No.
Okay.
I don't think I'm going to.
Yeah.
I think I'm just going to trade the pickup out. I was looking at them last night because it has like a T-top in it, really dry.
Yeah.
So if I use this 2000, I can get a shitload of gain normally.
Yeah.
It's really dry from my older head, my 1980.
Okay.
But if I put something else, a little hotter pickup in there in the bridge, I think it's going to be great. So.
Gotcha. Cool, man.
Yeah. And now I'm down to those 4. 3?
Well, you still have the
4.
Warlock.
4, yeah. Yes.
Yeah. Cool. The Jackson, the Gibson V, and the Les Paul, and the Warlock.
Next time I come up with the downlights, I'll bring up one of the
Warlock or the Jackson.
The Jackson, maybe both.
All right.
Yeah.
Killer.
Pedal to the metal.
Never settle for anything that moves too slow.
Little mix of Motley Crue and a Mark Bolan Nightmare. Yeah. That's cool. It's funny he uses that line, and then the next song he is a T-Rex song, right?
Yeah.
It's 20th century kid, boy. Whatever it is.
Mm-hmm. Funny.
That is a T-Rex song, right? That's not Gary Glitter. No, that's T-Rex. That's what I thought.
Yeah. So.
Killer.
So today... after that tangent, we're going to talk about Faster Pussycat.
Yeah. Much loved band.
I loved them, man. You know, I think they didn't get the love they deserved, but to me, those first 2 records are fucking perfect and pretty different from each other. There was a lot of growth between the first 2.
I agree.
I still love to go see them when they're playing somewhere around.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, when that first one came out, man.
Yeah.
I mean, it was pretty much
very
guitar central, shreddy, leady. Not that album, but in the area of all the bands.
Yeah.
The rest of the bands were doing big solos, and those guys just came out with
they could barely play their guitars.
70s Aerosmith type of, without the Joe Perry solos.
Yeah. You know what's funny is when Steph and I moved in together in the 90s, I'd play some old Faster Pussycat, and she'd always be like, "Is this Aerosmith?" And I didn't put it together at the time, but then when she said that, I was like, "Oh, yeah, it is."
Totally.
Yeah.
Wasn't him in the Decline? Sorry, Steven.
Yeah,
because he's got all the
scarves on his mic stand. Yeah.
But all those bands were. I mean, look at Warren DeMartini, total Joe Perry.
Yeah, people will.
Not in style so much. But
throw Tammy down shit for his voice. I love his voice.
Oh, it's killer.
Because it's not this fucking trained voice. It's this raw thing. It's a character voice.
Yeah.
You know?
And fucking drinking songs, man.
Saloon Boogie.
Saloon Boogie.
Yeah, man.
It's fantastic.
Yeah.
What a great band.
Now, what I remember going to not House of Music, the Sound Company, when I bought that record. Cassette.
Is that with the guy?
No. Matt was House of Music. That House of Music didn't exist yet.
Okay.
Because that would have been 87, right? Yeah.
Yep.
So I had a little cash in my pocket, went to the Sound Company. I'm looking at the new Hard Rock cassettes, and he had 2 new releases. He had Guns N' Roses' Appetite for Destruction and that Faster Pussycat, self-titled.
And you didn't know either of them?
I knew Guns N' Roses.
Oh, you already knew that.
Dustin had tipped me off to him, and I had Live Like a Suicide.
Okay.
On cassette.
Right.
So I had enough money. I bought them both. Right?
Oh,
I bought both, you know. So I took them home, and I played the Guns N' Roses first, all the way through. It's like, put the Faster Pussycat in, and I was instantly...
Loved it instantly?
Yeah, so I kind of neglected that GNR for a while. I went back to it, and I fell in love with it eventually, but to me, that Faster Pussycat was so much better.
That's wild.
Yeah.
But that's a good record. It was so different from everything back then.
Yeah, just raw, sleazy.
They got a pretty big deal, too.
They got a fast deal. I think they got like a record deal within 6 weeks of
What happened? Did they just know people, or
I don't know.
Because that wasn't the thing to be doing.
I mean,
although they looked cool, they had the look.
They looked killer.
Yeah. Tammy's bleached out hair and the
Fucking
Don't Change That song video with the
yeah. Which I think back,
not Brent Muscat with the androgynous type thing going on.
Yeah,
that was pretty cool.
Dustin looked a lot like Greg Steele, the other guitar player.
Yeah, he did, huh?
Yeah.
And Muscat looked like olive oil over there in the corner.
Totally.
Shelley Duvall. She has a band? That's badass.
Then Eric Stacey was on bass, right? He looked cool.
Yep. Yeah, he looked cool. His hair was a little
six-ish.
He always had the
bandana, scarf.
Yeah.
And then the drummer, Mark Michaels. He didn't look as cool as the rest of the band.
Yeah.
So I was never like all that into what he was doing. But looking back, he had some pretty good swing that a lot of those drummers didn't have.
Did he?
Yeah. So I've got to give him more credit.
He was the guy that was busted, right?
Yeah, he's the dude that got busted with heroin. They had heroin FedEx to him or whatever. Was that what it was?
Yeah, and like a stuffed animal or something.
I don't know.
These are all rumors.
Yeah.
Well, some of it's real, documented, but exactly how, I'm not sure.
And kicked out of the band.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then Frankie Benally filled in with them for a while.
That's right, huh?
Frankie Benally, yeah.
Frankie Benally? That's right, he did. Because he also played with Wasp a little bit, too, right?
Yeah, he did some recording with Wasp.
This was post Quiet Riot when they broke up?
Must have been, yeah.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
But then they got another guy late. It wasn't that. He just did some shows with them live. This was after Wake Me When It's Over, right?
Yeah. They were touring Wake Me When It's Over when he got busted. They brought in this dude. I think his name was Brett Bradshaw. He was killer. Looked great. Played great. And he played on Whipped. Which Whipped had some good good stuff, but it also had a few like Loose Booty. I'm like, come on, guys. Trying to do the funk thing.
I don't remember that one. I would if it came up.
Delete it.
I would say delete that.
That was just not a good move.
But what for Jack the Bastard?
Body Thief.
Yeah.
Nonstop to Nowhere. Killer. Mr. Love Dog was cool. And then they had that one song. It was kind of a little
great artwork on the cover. Yeah. Russ Meyer looking.
Yeah, they had a joke song on there, and it was just all recordings. Because back in the day, people called into your hotline, right? Your band's hotline to leave you a message.
Yeah.
So they had done a compilation of all the people just shitting on the band.
I can't remember that. I'll have to listen.
Yeah, it was like in the background they were kind of chanting, "We don't give a shit what the fuck you think."
So it was a call. You could call in and just shit on the band.
Well, that's what they'd
great,
save
man.
those. They'd save those calls and made a compilation. So,
yeah, you guys suck. Give it up.
Did you ever see him?
Yeah,
back in the heyday.
I thought I did. Who did they tour with on the first record? Do you remember? Or did they even come this way?
They did some touring with Kiss.
Yeah,
I don't know how much, but I don't really remember who they were going out with.
Wake Me, they weren't headlining yet, right? Were they supporting on that?
I don't know, because they had that big hit with House of Pain.
Yeah.
I don't know if they were...
I'm drawing blanks, man.
Yeah, I
thought I did.
Because
we were into them. I was in a band at that time, and all of us were totally into them.
Yeah, I didn't see him until they were touring after Whipped. And at that point... they'd replaced Eric Stacey quit the band, and they had this Asian guy playing bass.
Yeah.
I saw them at Rafters. They were killer.
Yeah, they're always good.
And then I've seen them a few times, in the 2000s.
Muscat went to Sin City.
Sin City Sinners.
That's it, right?
Yeah.
It was like a resident Vegas act or something?
Yeah.
Sounds like a pretty good gig.
Yeah. I don't think he's doing that anymore either, though.
I don't think so.
Like he's kind of dropped out. Greg Still's kind of dropped out. Eric Stacey, I've never heard of him doing anything more. Mark Michaels just disappeared after that bust.
Yeah, he never even showed up playing drums again, as far as I know.
Yeah. But when they broke up for a while, Tammy went and did the Newly Deads.
Yeah.
Which I checked him out one time, but I was not real big on the industrial tip at the time, so I just kind of...
I think I'd mentioned to you that, and I don't know if this was before that or after. I can't place those, but I was at a local club here, and I was really into industrial in the 90s, and so we were seeing Pigface at this small club.
Right.
And here's this guitar player over there with his black hair, and those his Freddie Mercury's from the Bathroom Wall video.
Okay, yeah.
And just sleazing it up, glamming it hard. And I'm thinking, what the hell? Well, yeah, but it didn't fit Pigface.
Okay.
Those, worms crawling around.
What those guys look like, so.
They're just a bunch of industrial rats, you know what I mean? So not a... And that stuff was kind of frowned upon for a lot of times. Like, nobody wanted anything to do with it. Yeah. So I thought, well, that's interesting. But it was always a super group. And then I figured it out. It was Tammy Down.
Tammy Down was playing guitar in Pigface.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I was like, what the fuck? Yeah. And so he was into it too, industrial. So it must have been after the fact that Newly Deads came out.
Yeah.
And then I don't know if I just saw the cover, but I don't remember connecting those. Maybe I did. And when I got it, I looked on there and it was like, it was Kyle from Bang Tango playing bass. Yeah. Oh my God.
Cool.
So that was a kick-ass moment, I thought.
Right. Nice.
Doing like a little, what would you think that is? It's like, it's not industrial. It's just kind of, it's still rock and it's still sleazy and it's still glammy. It's a little gothy.
Yeah.
Whatever adjectives you want to attach to it.
I haven't listened to it in so long. I have trouble even remembering what it sounds like, so I'm not sure.
But I thought that was cool. And then they did another one of those, I think. I think they did 2. And then they went back and
did they do a couple of albums?
Yeah.
Okay.
Dead End was the second one.
Okay.
Which they released that, I think, a year ago on vinyl, so I nabbed a copy of that.
Oh, nice.
It's only like 100 copies of it.
Holy shit. Wow.
They've still got them.
We're only sitting on 80 of these guys still.
Not a bestseller. Was to me. I was like,
right.
moving so fast to get it. I love that record.
Yeah, that's cool.
But I must be one of the only 40 people that do.
Yeah.
There might have been more than 100, but it seemed really low and it wasn't moving. So
yeah. Just kind of thinking back. I wonder if part of the whole thing to their that rush to getting signed, well, Tammy and what's his name were doing the Cat House, Ricky Rockman.
Yeah.
So they were hosting this rock dance club, and occasionally bands were playing. So I wondered if that kind of helped. The whole buzz of that got faster. Pussycat signed really quickly.
That could be.
Because they were signed into Elektra, right?
And Ricky was already working with MTV, correct?
No, that wasn't until later.
Oh, that was pre?
Yeah.
Oh.
Axl got him that gig.
Axl did?
Yeah. Because at the time they were playing a lot of Guns N' Roses. So Axl took Ricky to the MTV offices in New York and said,
hire this man.
This is your guy. So.
And then he started doing Headbangers Ball, right?
Yeah, they got rid of that other dude, Adam Curry or whatever. Yeah, so.
Adam's hair. Do you remember Adam's hair?
Jack Blades?
It was like teased from the side.
Feathered out. Yeah.
He looked like the guy that they said, you're doing the gig. Like he drew the short straw. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Like, fuck, I don't like that kind of music.
He had the fringy leather jacket.
Please, no. Like, yeah, whoever was styling him was missing...
Turd.
Connecting him with the look and the sound, because it wasn't connecting.
Yeah, yeah.
It was like, and then he'd sit there like this. Now, as another video by Metallica. He didn't like it.
Didn't feel right.
So he got out of there, and then Rackman came in, huh?
Yep. Yeah, it took over. So, have you checked out Rackman's podcast?
No.
It's a Cat House podcast.
Really?
So he's telling Cat House stories.
Oh, well, I'll do that.
Has guests occasionally, like Gilby Clarke was on there, and John 5.
Oh, yeah. So, all the local guys?
Yeah. So,
all right.
Pretty cool.
I'll check that out.
Although Ricky gets a little annoying to listen to at times.
Does he?
He's got a very DJ voice.
Yeah.
So it's very dramatized.
Yeah. So. Unlike Tammy. Tammy should do one.
Tammy's,
he's fun to listen to.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, I didn't know that. I had no idea that that's how he got that gig.
Yep.
And then those guys were friends.
Mm-hmm.
It's funny how many ballads were making bands popular at that time,
Yeah.
I mean, it didn't start with Home Sweet Home, right? did it spawn from Sister Christian or what? I mean, for those type of bands, thinking because they all got number ones off of them, Home Sweet Home, and then I Remember You, Skid Row, and Every Rose Has Its Thorn. I mean, we could, you know what I mean?
Yep. Yeah.
Those just made those bands just stratosphere. With those
the
songs.
girls loved them, right? If they made the video and the girls would watch the video, that'll bring the guys in.
Yeah.
Right?
You get the girls to the shows, the guys will come.
Yeah. Simple math.
Except that, how does that explain all the thrash metal? Because there was no girls at those shows.
But they weren't doing ballads either.
That's true. It was just all guys.
Can you imagine Testament or Slayer doing a ballad?
Yeah. Wasn't until the Black Album, right?
Yeah.
Nothing Else Matters.
Yeah.
That was a tough pill to swallow at that time. That was like, wow.
I here's the thing. I've never been a huge Metallica fan. In high school, some of my friends were listening to Master of Puppets. Mm-hmm. So we're hanging out. They got Master of Puppets playing. I didn't like it at first.
Yeah.
Now, it eventually grew on me, and I love Master of Puppets. But when Injustice for All came out, I hate the sound of that record. I hate it. No bass.
Very polarizing album.
Yeah. So I didn't like that. So when that Black album came out,
it was more of a rock record, honestly.
Yeah, it was a rock record. It was nice, dense sound. That Bob Rock production.
Yeah.
I liked it. So that's kind of cool.
Interesting. Because, I was back with Kill 'Em All. And
I mean, I remember all the controversy about them cutting their hair and shit like that, which I thought is kind of
But that was after Black Album. That was
it after?
That was like Load and Reload or something?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
But Black Album was cool. I mean, I loved it.
Do you remember that fucking monster mullet Hetfield moved into during Black?
Yeah. Was it Black Album he did?
He had the big old fucking chop mustache thing and this fucking wicked mullet. Just, where are those pictures? He's probably had those pulled from the internet, right?
He's hired 50 new lawyers.
Right.
Day and night. Interns.
Just scouring the internet.
Just pull those down. Cease and desist to every server. They're out there.
Oh, they've got to be.
Yeah. He's not a type of guy to do that.
Yeah.
I don't think so anyway.
Right.
Because he's had more than just that for funny hairstyles and Lars, man, that's super.
I love how Lars doesn't give a fuck.
He doesn't care. I love it too.
He's got the money. He could get a hair transplant.
He doesn't care.
No, man. Lars is just fucking rocking this ugly bald hair, and he lets his hair get too long sometimes. Lets this shitty skullet.
I love skullets, dude.
So I kind of, as much as I've disliked Lars, I've kind of got to give him credit for not giving a fuck.
Yes. Anybody for not giving a fuck. Those guys are the coolest.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, they're just like,
yeah,
whatever.
Yeah, he's got the money. He could have hair.
He could if he wanted to. I was watching a thing on Leslie West the other day from Mountain.
Oh, yeah.
Remember him?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And it's one of his older days, and he was sitting on this bench, and he was live, and his guitar tech was like, he had hair that was longer than mine. It was probably to here, and it was pretty killer, you know, like it was full.
Yeah.
But right through here, you know what I mean? Things were falling apart. Things were going south, so it was thin and just, you know? Mm-hmm. And I was like, just keep going, brother. Stay strong.
Hold on to it.
Yeah. And he was standing there like, I don't care less. Dude.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He doesn't care.
Right.
So it was cool.
Nice.
But anyway, so Tammy's really the last dude left.
Yeah, he's the only original member of the band still. I've seen that his current lineup a couple of times. And they're good. I don't know. The drummer just doesn't fit in image-wise, though.
I can't even think of what
Still talking image. Fucking nearing 50 years old.
It's faster.
Hair turning white. Well, his image is not what?
It's still faster. I mean,
it is.
That's kind of the thing, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not like Night Ranger, where image doesn't matter, or does it?
They're all image, man. Good old classic American rock and roll.
Sponsored by Affliction.
I think that's just Gillis, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Chain Wallet. Blades.
Wallet. Yep.
Yeah. You might be right on that one. Yeah. But, you know, it's faster.
Yeah, it's still faster. It's still a great show. I have I think it's the Power and the Glory Hole album.
Yeah.
Because they've released a few albums post him putting the band back together. And I haven't checked them all out.
Yeah, Power and the Glory. That's the one.
Yeah.
That's the last one they did, right?
Yeah.
I don't think they're writing anything more. I read he was sober now for a few years.
Yeah.
10 years? 5 years? Something like that.
A couple years. A few years.
Was it a couple?
So, yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah. The last time I saw them, I was in Vegas. Went to Vegas with Daniel for Psycho Fest.
Oh, Psycho Fest, yeah.
And I broke off. They were Saturday night there.
Somebody else was playing with them, though, too.
Beautiful Creatures.
Oh, yeah.
It was Beautiful Creatures, Faster Pussycat, and then a local.
Was that with Ashbaugh?
No,
Ashbaugh was gone at that point?
It was that Alex Grossi playing with.
Oh, but it was still Joe Lestay?
Joe Lestay. Again, Joe Lestay was, I want to say he was the only original member, but maybe Queens was black back
Kenny
then?
Queens?
Kenny Queens? I don't remember.
Wasn't Sobel in that band?
Yeah.
Okay, so
The
he's...
first record, yeah.
Sobel's in Alice Cooper now?
Alice Cooper and Hollywood Vampires.
That's it, Hollywood Vampires.
Yeah.
Thank you. That's the one I was trying to think of.
Yeah, So yeah, I broke off from the show, went down to that club, Vamped, which is, I think, in the west side of... It was a fucking drive. I took an Uber. I remember it was a long fucking drive to get there. Yeah, so...
Is that like it's a goth club? Glam?
Just kind of a rock club, yeah, hard rock club. There was a local band opening, because I walked in and the first band's playing, and it's got this female singer, and they look kind of like your local hard rock band.
Mm-hmm.
They're all a little older and still trying to have the image and shit. And I remember looking at the drummer going, "That's fucking Les Warner from the Cult."
Oh, yeah, I remember you telling me this.
And I'm like, that's got to be him. Because he had the same haircut, but now his hairlines receded a little bit.
Did you start with, that guy's really trying to look like Les Warner from the
No,
Cult?
dude, because I was watching
watching
him play, and I'm like, that's fucking Les Warner. Because, dude, that Cult album, The Electric, I mean, dude, I played the shit out of that record at the time.
He was burned into your head.
Yeah. So I walked in, I'm like, that looks like... I'm trying to do the math in my head, because it's, 30-some years later.
Yeah, 87, right?
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah, 33 years later. And I'm just like, that's... And anyway, at one point she introduced the band. She's like, on drums, Les Warner. And I'm like, fucking A. All right. So it was kind of a cool moment for me. I'd never seen him with the Cult, so...
Wow.
Yeah, so...
Did you talk to him that night?
No, I didn't. Between bands, I was out on there was a patio. I'd gone out to the patio.
Yeah.
And this British girl started chatting with me.
Mm-hmm.
Cute. Anyway, so I'm chatting with her, and anyway, Les Warner came out, and he's having a smoke and a drink, talking to some friends, and I thought about saying something to him, because I loved his playing, I think it was very influential on who I became as a drummer.
Yeah.
But I thought, I don't want to be that guy. What if he's an asshole? It's just going to be a disappointment.
I forgot about that part.
So I'm just going to let it go.
And it depends on the night, too.
Yeah.
Could have been in a shitty mood, had a shitty gig in his mind.
Because I don't think he did anything of note after the Cult. So if you go, hey, man, I loved you in the Cult, he's still got a sour taste in his mouth.
Maybe he has a sour experience with that.
Yeah.
And he's just going to be bitter towards...
fired,
That's happened with me with
those
Curve.
Guys.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Same thing, I'm sure.
Yeah. So...
And it just backfires on you. And it's not even your fault.
Yeah. So I didn't say anything. And so shortly after that, Beautiful Creatures came on. And again, I think Joe was the only original guy left. They were cool, but it wasn't like... I would have loved to have seen that original lineup.
Yeah. I was going to talk to you about this. So I saw them, I watched this video they posted the other day. It's like a live in a little room. It's on this little stage. Can't remember the company. But I really started to think that, do you think they hired their session guys, the guys to play with them, to keep it down? Don't get loose. Don't try to be cool. We're the cool ones. You know what I mean?
I don't know.
Because they're just not. And it's not Ian, and it's not Billy. It's the other guys. They're just very bland. They're not bringing a whole hell of a lot to the sound.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I thought, what if they had like some killer flashers or something in there? Somebody bring some spice in there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I don't know. Because they were keeping it very by the book.
Yeah.
I'm not calling it shitty.
Right.
I'm not saying it sucks.
Right.
But they were just very much almost like they were listen to the boss, let's play it the way the boss wants it. You know what I mean?
I'm sure there's part of that. Because and looking back on, some of the people they've had in their band, I mean,
yeah.
Matt Sorum, during that era, like 93 through 95, I think they were, the drummer they had, Scott Garrett, he kind of had a kind of a cool look and kind of a different kind of player.
Okay.
I don't know. Maybe there's probably a certain amount of what you're saying. There's probably some validity to that.
Yeah, because you know how it is when you play. Depending on your situation, you have room.
And the thing is, they're always getting top-notch players, right? I mean, right now they've had John Tempesta on drums since like 2005, I think. Mm-hmm. So he's been with them for 15 years. And he's a fucking beast. But he's definitely he's playing the parts and the old stuff, and even on the new stuff that he's recorded on, it's definitely.
There just isn't a lot of flair, as far as I'm hearing.
Support the song.
It's just
lay down a foundation, That bass player they had for a lot of years, the blonde guy, Chris Wise, I thought he looked pretty cool, and he was a great player.
He's still in there. He was in there?
He's not anymore.
Oh, maybe...
He's been out the last few years.
Blonde-haired dude, right?
Yeah.
Mid-length?
Yeah. He's been out for the last few years. And
maybe this is a little older. Maybe it's not that new then.
Yeah, they've got Grant Fitzpatrick playing bass for him now. And then they've got a dude who plays guitar and keys, whose name I've just spaced. But he's, he looks pretty cool. But he's kind of a session dude, too.
Man, and once again, there's so many. I mean, it's so easy to make an opinion about something to see when. Yeah. I mean, how many years have they been playing that damn song, right?
Right.
And I just don't know. Do they go? We don't really want your flair. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just play the goddamn song.
Right.
Let's just get through it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I just don't know. It's tough to say.
I had seen this thing. Michelangelos.
Yeah.
Had done this post one time, and he said, half my friends have played in the Cult. Can one of you guys get me a gig? I just want to play electric with them,
Yeah.
And I thought, so that got me thinking, I'm like, what if, because, usually the Cult, they have, up until the last couple of years, it's always been Ian, Billy, and then they have a bass player, a drummer, and then usually a second guitarist.
Yep.
Last few years, the guy plays guitar and keys.
Uh-huh.
So I thought, okay, what if they got Angelos in on bass? Bring in Michael Berrigan on second guitar to do some noise and some fucking texture.
Why not?
How cool would that be?
It would be cool.
Yeah.
Spice it up a little.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Lord knows those songs could use a good spicing up session.
Little kick.
Let's have a little something else going on. We've heard them thousands of times. We all love them.
Yeah.
But why not have a little, maybe some spatial stuff in there?
Yeah.
And, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm going to go ahead and say it. I think it's Asbury. I think he's
Probably.
the iron fist in that situation.
He doesn't seem like a very fun guy.
No, he doesn't.
Although I will say
I don't think it's Duffy. I think Duffy's pretty cool.
Duffy just wants to rock, man. Here's the thing. I've seen the Cult 16 or 17 times. And I will say the last few years, Ian Astbury finally seems like he's having fun.
Really?
Because before that...
Yeah.
He's being all mystical and deep.
Right.
And that's cool. That's part of his mystique, and that's part of what I've always loved about him. But the last few years, I can see he's having some fun on stage, and he's singing better.
Okay, I hope so.
There were some shows I saw where I was like, oof.
Yeah.
Not putting a whole lot of effort into this.
Well, shit, they've been doing it for so long. I get it, dude. Yeah. I'm not going to say,
I've wondered if
he was here, he would light our asses up right now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
I mean, even if he gave us what we had to say, which is
this is kind of an opinion or a thought I've had. I've wondered if there was a point in time where he was almost resentful that was about the only way he could really make money in music, because he's tried some other things that have failed.
You mean music-wise?
Yeah, because he did Holy Barbarians.
Yep.
He did a solo record.
Right.
And I've
did
got
the Doors thing.
Did the Doors thing. I've got both of those
solo things,
and they're not good. He can't write without Duffy. So
yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah.
We need to do a Cult episode one time.
We got to do
I mean, that's
Cult
my
episode.
favorite band of all time.
I know it is. So
I'll fucking...
I can't remember why I brought this up. We were talking about something. Maybe
just guys getting session guys in.
Session guys and because the Image and the other guys that Faster had.
Yeah.
And that brought up,
Yeah.
I didn't want to forget about it before I told you that because
right.
I would have forgot by the time the Cold episode rolled around, I think. Totally. Maybe not.
Totally.
But so, I don't know. It's just such a weird psychology because you just don't know. I imagine it's Asbury. That's what I'm thinking. But, again, do they make a lot of money these days? Probably not.
Faster?
Off gigs.
Are we talking Faster?
Still Cult.
Still on the Cult.
Faster, no. We know they don't make any money.
Right. I think with the Cult, they've got to make enough money. Here's what I've noticed they've been doing like the past 5 or 6 years. They do like one tour a year, and that tour is maybe 2 to 3 months long. So they're making enough money to sustain themselves at a level that they're comfortable. Yeah,
pay their guys and have them.
Because they're playing decent sized rooms. I mean, they're not playing huge venues, but they're playing like the Depot, and they're
not playing small places.
No, so
and they can draw.
Yeah,
they were a popular band.
Yeah, I mean they
from the 80s and 90s.
The last number of times I've seen them, shows have been near capacity or sold out. So
very cult band.
There's a broad appeal to them, though.
It's
like they're a band.
There was back then.
Yeah, there was, and they didn't fit into any.
No, they didn't.
Yeah, they kind of.
Because they did start out with kind of the new wavers. They were more in the gothic new wave type thing.
Yeah.
With Love, and then the electric got the mix, so the hard rockers
came in,
got into that.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
And then they went to that arena rock sound with Sonic Temple.
Yeah,
I mean total arena rock.
Yeah, and the ballad they had the Chow Baby.
Yeah,
it's the ballad.
Edie,
sent them over the top.
Yep.
So.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't know, man.
You know what's funny? Getting back to Faster Pussycat, I followed Tammy on.
I wouldn't want to get yelled at either, though. By the way, caveat.
Right. I followed Tammy on Instagram. He's got this fucking hot girlfriend, so he's still got it, man.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, it's just fucking hot. She's a little older, but still looks great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Older than him? He's older.
I mean, what does he got to be? He's got to be mid-50s.
At least older than that. 10 years older than us? 5 years?
Maybe? I don't know. Probably. At least 5.
At least that. I don't think he was our same age.
No.
Because I was 17 and I started listening to them, right?
Yeah. 18. I was 87 would have put me in my sophomore year, high school.
Yeah, so. 16, right? 17.
Yeah.
So he had to already be out in bars and playing.
Yeah.
I think.
I would imagine. Now, I know for a minute, talking about all these bands interplaying with each other, I remember Brent Muscat did a short stint in LA Guns.
That's right.
And I think just about everybody has played in LA Guns, except for you and I.
Yeah. Hey.
I almost had my shot, though. We're
still out there. We're still open.
I almost had my shot.
You did?
That time Phil Lewis sat next to me on the flight.
Yeah.
Talking.
You told him, you said, hey, I'm a drummer, right?
No, what's funny is...
I'm very familiar
I'm going to save this story for when we do an LA Guns episode.
Okay. I'm very familiar with the first album, Cocked and Loaded, whatever you need.
Yeah.
I've got it.
Over the Edge.
Rip and Tear.
Yeah. But
I was listening to that record last night.
LA Guns?
The Cocked and Loaded one.
It's a good record.
Pretty good, man.
Yeah.
I like that. Phil's voice is so damn cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you been...
Sounds Cool is number one. Let's
number
just
one
toss
is
that
so
out
raw.
there.
Yeah.
And the production is just ripper.
And that drummer, dude. That drummer brought some different energy.
Steve?
On that record. Well, Steve didn't record. His picture's on it, but they had this...
it was a different drummer?
Tony
Richards?
Nicky Alexander.
Oh. What happened to him?
I think he
just did the session?
No, he was their guy. I think he broke his arm or something, and they just fucking moved on without him.
Oh,
I'll research it for that episode.
Okay,
I
didn't even know that. I just always looked at.
They had this because you think about it, he was a much more raw sounding. He's not like a session drummer.
Yeah,
he's a raw rock.
Yeah, and the whole overall sound were just such a great. I love that record.
Yeah,
and then I remember I was a Wasp fan before, so seeing Steve Riley was like, wow, yeah, Wasp.
Yeah.
I didn't know Tracy Guns. I didn't know any of the other dudes.
Right.
Till later, I realized somebody older than me said, That dude was in a band called Girl. And I was like, oh, I guess we should probably wait for the LA Guns.
I got that on vinyl. Girl,
do you? With Phil and Phil?
Phil and Phil. My client Chad grabbed me a copy when he was looking at some old records, and he and I talk music, and he picked it up, brought it to me.
It's Chad, Child's Play guy.
Yeah,
Killer.
Chad Pollock.
Yeah, we could chuck Child's Play on the old Bang Gang pile.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Totally.
Some of those was just like a one-off.
Yeah, for sure.
Which one was Bo Nasty guy? That was Jaron, right?
Yep.
That you were with?
But Chad knew him too, because Chad took his dog to the dog's kennel.
Yeah.
Yeah. The dude's dog kennel, yeah.
We got to reach out to that guy, dude.
What was his name, Mark?
Bring him over for some downlight sessions, dude.
Oh, can you imagine?
That'd be so dope.
Let's work on some Zeppelin covers.
Produced by the dude from Built to Spill with guest vocalist from Bo Nasty. We're getting somewhere, dude.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
Question marks. Ting, 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 ting.
Yeah. That would be great.
Yeah. You got more. Oh, with special guests. Yeah. Vocals by Bo Nasty and guitar by Nymphs.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yep. We're getting a super group put together up there, dude.
Yeah. All of our faves.
Yeah.
Except for the producer.
There for a while there was one of Ugly Kid Joe's drummers was in Boise.
What?
Yeah. Mark Davis or something like that. Steve knew him. Steve was going to do a band with him at some point, and
fuck yeah. Let's get him in there too.
I think he's since moved to Hawaii or some shit though.
Mind.
So
you have to be in the look.
He bounced, yeah.
In the area.
Yeah.
To be part of it.
Yeah.
That's crazy, dude. I
Yeah.
love it. I
Yeah.
love it. Well, hopefully Faster gets back in the studio or does something or
Even if they don't, I'm cool just seeing the old shit,
Yeah, still love it.
Yeah. Yeah.
They reissued those first two records, so
Which I got. Yeah, I got both
same
of those.
here.
So yeah.
It's good to have
I wouldn't
those.
mind getting whipped if they would reissue that. Because that's pretty steep on...
Remember when I sent you that picture of 2-Bit Thief that I bought?
Yeah.
I got $10 in the old long box, the cardboard long box. So Whipped was in a long box too, so that'd be cool. Or you already have Whipped on CD, right?
I have it on CD. I'd love to get it on...
Did they make it on vinyl?
I want to say they did. And
Not a US
I
version.
think if you look it up online, it's selling pretty high.
Is it?
Yeah, we'll have to check it out after this. So,
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they have, 6 albums altogether.
Roughly. I know one was a live one, like some blah, blah, blah on the Donkey Show or something.
I can't remember that.
They wondered why they never went anywhere.
Yeah. I was looking for, you know what I love is that I think we go over stuff more than once when we talk. But
sure.
That Bang Tango, the live injection, I was singing, I just couldn't get the songs out of my head last night. So I looked on Apple Music and Amazon. It's not out there.
No, it's not. It's not on Spotify.
But like everything else is.
Yeah, it's not on Spotify.
Even their shitty live records and stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Untied and True and fucking shit like that.
Right.
Is that live? That's live.
Yeah. Yeah.
But why isn't that one? That's the fucking...
Because it was on some tiny little label. I think it's kind of the same thing with like Plexi. Like, I don't know about Cheer Up because that was Sub Pop and then later Atlantic, but like IFA.
Yeah. But once that shit's dissolved, I mean, I would guess it's not a company anymore.
Right.
So once it's dissolved, doesn't that just fall into public domain after a certain amount of years?
Yeah.
That's usually a statute. I'm talking like I know law, which I do not, by the way, know any of it.
That's all right. We're pretty uninformed. So,
but we can just wing it. We're winging it.
Right. Yeah.
So I would imagine.
Yeah.
I would guess that it would fall, and then you could just use it. Yeah. I mean, how many films are in public domain that you could, if you and I wanted to go out and just make a DVD and a whole version of it and everything we could do, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know, man.
So that's interesting to maybe just no one stuck it up there.
Yeah.
You know?
Could be.
It's probably you and I are the biggest fans of it, and there's no one else.
Right.
I don't know that for sure.
I don't know, man.
You have that on CD.
I have that on CD, yeah.
And I have it in vinyl and not on CD.
So killer.
I want to get it on CD too.
Yeah.
But it's got, it's got Futurama. Hanoi cover.
Hanoi, yeah.
And it's got a few songs that didn't appear on anything else.
Yeah.
Like Watch Her Walk.
Yeah.
And, is that right? Or Watch Her Slide.
Watch Her Slide.
Is that the name of it?
Yep.
And I'm a Stranger.
Yeah.
And because it's got Do What You're Told on there, right?
Mm-hmm.
Futurama, Watch Her Slide. There's like 6 songs. Love Injection's on there.
Yep.
And one more.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Huh.
But yeah, kick-ass record.
Yeah, very good fun album. Yeah.
But faster. Yeah.
I still hope they do an original thing. Do some
Tango?
shows. Yeah, we'd have to go see a show.
Oh, Back with the Guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
I'd go see that.
Yeah. Yeah, I hope this next year, 2021, hopefully by spring, hopefully,
yeah,
we can get the whole thing going again. And I miss going to shows, man. The shitty little metal shows, they'd be here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
And what's a good place up in your neck that's
for shows?
Yeah.
The Olympic.
I don't think I've been there.
Neurolux.
I think I've been there with you.
Yeah.
Not for a show, but just to hang.
Yeah. Obviously, we've got the Knitting Factory, which is a bigger room.
Oh, yeah. We went there for 18V.
18V and Hinder.
A drunken night. Debauched.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was painful.
It was. Giving 18V so much shit for... Dude! Bus driver, man. I should have some compassion now, shouldn't I?
Right.
Hinder, I just didn't... we didn't watch Hinder, did we? Watch a song or two?
We went back and watched a few songs. Because didn't they do like an Eddie Money cover?
Take Me Home Tonight. Take Me Home
that's it.
Tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I spit that loogie in that girl's hair.
That was...
Oh my God, I'm so embarrassed.
That's the whiskey talking.
That's the booze.
Yeah.
It's the booze acting out.
Yeah, Metro here. Metro and Complex.
Yeah. Definitely got more venues here. More smaller venues.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess so. And then some pop up for really like low hardcore shows or weird non-popular shows, you know?
Right.
So, yeah. All right.
All right, man.
Should we wrap it?
Let's wrap her up.
Episode 6?
7?
6.
9?
7.
13?
We'll let you know next time.
All right. Killer.
Goodbye.
Out.